Hey everybody! So this segment's going to be on meal planning. So of course the first few things you're going to think about are how long you're going to be out for and what are you going to be doing. Like your meal is going to be different if you're on a canoe trip than if you're backpacking. So I'm mainly going to go over like specifically backpacking style meals. So for my trip that I'm going to go on tomorrow, I'm going to be doing 2 nights and 3 days. So I have to think I need 2 dinners and 2 breakfasts and then 3 lunches slash snacks. I usually just kind of snack throughout the day. So I grab a few snacks. I don't do like a formal lunch. So that's not too much food. Like if you're gonna go on a much longer trip, like a 2-week, like the longest one I went on was like I think 13 days without resupply. So then you're gonna have to be a lot more specific about your food and figure out like how many calories you need each day and try to really make things just as light as you possibly can because 13 days worth of food is really heavy. So, I'm going to show you what I put together for this trip. I didn't feel like going to the store because I've been trying to limit that as much as possible with the COVID thing. So I just rifled through my pantry and this is what I came up with. Okay, so here are my meals for the trip. The first one is trusty ramen. I just took it out of its package and put it in a Ziploc bag because I'm probably going to cook it in that bag. And then I added some seaweed to it just to add some nutrition, some nutrients in there. Seaweed's a good thing to add because it's something green that you can add that's super lightweight. International Grocer is actually a great place to go for backpacking food because they have tons and tons of different ramen flavors and other dehydrated things that are a little bit more exciting than just your basic chicken flavor ramen. But anyways, that's night 1, and then night 2 is loaded baked potatoes. Now, the thing both of these dinners have in common is they're pretty much just add boiling water. So for the ramen, I'll add some boiling water and then let it sit for a while instead of simmering it. And the loaded baked potatoes, all you have to do is add boiling water and they're pretty much done. So that's great. That's what I'm looking for in backpacking meals. I'll look at the calories. Like I think a ramen has 370 calories and the loaded baked potatoes, if I cook all 4 servings, that's like 400 calories. So, you know, think about that. You don't want to get something that's super low in calories because after like backpacking all day long, you're going to want something a little more substantial. I got this little miso soup packet. There's not a lot of calories in this, but it's just, if I want something else after the potatoes, I figured I'd bring that. So then for lunches, I don't really do like formal lunches. I just kind of snack. So I got some Clif Bars, a Kind Bar, some trail mix. Other really good things to bring would be like maybe a chunk of cheese and some Ritz or actually Ritz kind of break apart, but like Triscuits or like tortilla. Some good things are like tuna packages or chicken packages. Those are kind of heavy, but the protein's really good for you. And then you've got breakfast, which I just grabbed stuff in my cabinet. So I've got a couple oatmeals and a couple Starbucks Vias and some tea. And then I also threw in some chia seeds. Not sure if that's how you say it. These guys are great. They're like, I'll show you. It's 160 calories for 2 tablespoons. So that's really good. They've got like some fats and what else? Just a little bit of carbs. So it's a really nutritious thing to eat in the morning. It's going to get you going for the day. They're great. You can also, even without the oatmeal, just eat some chia seeds with like some dried cranberries or something like that. So basically you want stuff that's dried or dehydrated. A lot of different things are going to work. Some people like doing pretty fancy cooking in the backcountry and they'll bring a lot of stuff for that, seasonings and all kinds of things. I'm not really into that. I'm kind of a get to camp and eat as quickly as possible with as little cleanup as possible kind of person, but that's not everyone. Some people really enjoy backcountry cooking and I approve of that, especially if I'm on a trip with you. I'll help, but yeah, when I'm doing it myself, I'm kind of not into it. I just want something easy. So a few things to kind of watch out for. There's some things that you would think, like quinoa. Oh, so yeah, even though this quinoa is just to add water, you have to boil it gently for 14 to 17 minutes, which that's a lot of fuel. So I try and use as little fuel as possible because fuel can be really heavy. And so I will use things that just require you to boil water and then you can like soak them for a while or leave that hot water on there and let it soak for a little bit. And I have a little koozie or little packet that I put that stuff in there so it stays warm. But that way I don't have to use much fuel for those things.